Good morning, welcome to my channel. I'm Hilda and welcome to the 9 weeks Prevent Lower Back Pain series. If this is your first time here, welcome and congratulations for taking the proactive step to prevent lower back pain. If you're a returning viewer, great to have you back. This is week 6. Let's keep going. This 9 weeks Prevent Lower Back Pain series, in each and every video here, we will have 1 core strengthening movements, 2 spinal motion, and 3 joints release, because we need to strengthen our core for better support of our lower back. At the same time, we need to mobilize the spine so that we have more range of motion and agility. Last but not least, we need more joints release because we need space in our joints to facilitate better integrated movements. Over the long term, if we have all these 3 in our body, we move intuitively with it, we will not have lower back pain moving forward. Let pain be a thing of the past, or it actually never occurred to us at all. For week 4, 5, and 6, including this one, we will be starting with spinal motion because we want to start to integrate more mobilization into the practice. My palms are facing up. This is a super easy exercise to do, but less is more. The less you do, the more benefits you get. Palms face up because I want your shoulders to turn this way, okay? When our palm face up, it facilitates our scapula in that direction, helping us to correct our forward shoulder position. Okay, and then from here, you're gonna look diagonally up a little bit. Now, to many people, this is already a very deep stretch. You can stay here, and when you're ready, you can do the next movement with me. You're just going to slide your fingers back slightly. The cushion or the chair is sliding a little bit. That's okay. The further you slide, the deeper the stretch is. Again. Look, my fingers are off the chair now. And back. Let's do 4 more here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stay and slowly release. Okay, so that looks easy, but it's not at all. I totally understand. It's very hard for most of us. Again, smartphones and computer have been getting a lot of bad publicity in the movement rehab world, but it's true. So a lot of us can't really rotate our arms externally, and that's why we need to work more on this. Okay? Today we are going deeper than usual because it is a deep release. And you know what's paradoxical about release is that we cannot really release until we have connection. We can't really have connection until we create some kind of tension. Tension in the sense that it allows us to create a contraction while muscle is releasing in the opposite direction. So think about it. Tension here, and the body elongates and releases in this direction. This opposition is what brings a deeper release. A nice released hip joints will enable the lower back to relax. Because a lot of times for people with tight hip joints, they are not really moving their hip joints when they walk. As a result, they hinge from the lower back by pushing this forward. I know it may sound far-fetched. You may say, I don't do that. But a lot of people do it and they don't realize it. Because tightness can cause a kind of numbness. When you're tight, you no longer feel you're tight because you just lack the awareness of your tightness. So one of the things we need to do is bring the attention back to our hip joints so that in anything we do, we move from our joints and this part stay relaxed. It's not pushing forward. That's the whole logic. We're going to do that. Now you're going to have the leg up. Because I'm facing the camera this way, it's just easier, it's clearer. You're going to take the right hand to hold the outside of the left foot, just like that. And look, my spine is round. This is a very deep release here, okay? And then from here, you're just going to stay this way and push your left foot forward. You will find that you are creating tension by resisting it with your right hand. Let's do that. There is a rounding of the lower back here quite naturally. Just scoop your belly in now. And then from here, slowly, can you straighten out your left leg and try to straighten your back. Only go as far as you can and then straighten up your left arm and look to the left fingers. Only go as far as you can. The point here is not how far you go, but it's how connected you are and how much release you have here. So look, the fingers are extending to this direction, your arms are extending to this direction, and your legs are extending to the opposite direction. Fingers to the back and your foot to the front. You may find your spine able to straighten out a little bit more and slowly release. We stretched out first before we do the hip joint movement, okay? So grab your right foot now with your left hand. So scoop your belly in, and then from here you can have now you can see the right hand at the crease of your right hip joint. Just push your right foot forward, creating tension by pulling it back with your left hand. We must have tension when we release. It's a paradox. The tension will cause a kind of elongation in the body, forcing it to release while it's contracted. It's the safest form of release. Okay, from here, slowly out. Any kind of release or stretches that have no tension created, it's a little too passive. Therefore, it might be less effective in releasing the body's tightness. It might also not be very safe because the tension needs to hold the body back from going to end range. Without the tension, we might go to end range and that's it. Some people overstretch a muscle because they went beyond their end range. Okay, release. That's a nice stretch and time for hip joint work. The next one is really fun to do. You're going to shift your chair a little bit to the edge of the mat. One foot that's not moving is on the mat. The foot that's moving is going to be on the floor. You're going to bring your right leg to the front. Very simple. Fingers at your hip joint if you like. And then from here, you're just going to sweep. And sweep. Note that my pelvis is not moving. My spine is not moving. I'm just sweeping the floor with my toes. Sweep with the toes. We don't want to turn the spine or the pelvis. Just sweep. A few more times here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stand up and feel the difference between the leg that you have just worked on, in my case is the right, versus the left that I've not worked on. Do you feel more spacious on the side that you've worked on? The hip joint, do you feel longer? Do you even feel you can step on the ground better with the right leg or the side that you have worked on? Let's work on the other side. So straighten your left leg out in my case. You can have the hands, fingers at your hip joint, and then from here you start to swipe. Point your toes if you can, and swipe. You may find one side tighter than the other. You can swipe more on one side than the other. In this case, this is my tighter side. I have lesser range of motion here. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Continue with a little bit more. Again, straighten the right leg out to the front. Bring it to the side, okay? And then from here, you're going to have the left hand to push down on the chair just so that your chair stays stable. And you're going to see if you can lift the right leg up and down. Up and down. Very small range of motion, yeah? Again, the smaller the range of motion, the deeper we go in our movement, the deeper the connection is. Keep your legs straight if you can. Lift your toes off and down, off and down, up and down, up and down. 2 more. Lift off the floor and down. One more, lift off the floor and down. One more for good luck. Stay up there, stay. Extend your leg, point your toes, stay, and slowly release. Let's go the other side. Extend your left leg forward, bring it back, stay, and then from here, you're going to lift it a little bit and down. Lift it a little bit and down. We are also challenging our core stability here. So there's a lot going on. Although this is a hip joint release primarily, let's do 4 more, shall we? 1. Make sure the right leg is firmly planted on the floor. 2. And 1 more. 4. Stay and bring it up. Stay. Go for the extra extension of your leg. Point your toes. And slowly release. Let's do a stretch. From here, we're just going to do a simple, easy 90-degree hip release here. Feel the stretch here, your psoas muscles, your hip joint. And slowly release. Switch to the other side. Again. And slowly release. How did that feel? I hope you feel nice and spacious in the hip joints as well as in the spine. Just scoop your belly in. Look, my lower back is almost touching the floor because my lower back is rounded here. I'm already releasing the lower back. Can you bring one leg up followed by the other? We're going to release the lower back, but to make it more effective, we're going to engage the core as well as the inner thighs here. Inner thighs engage, the base of the feet touching. That includes the heels pressing together and the balls of the feet pressing together, big toes touching. So we are working on a deep external rotation here. You're just going to hang up here. Belly scooped in. Stay. If you're already feeling shaky, that's good. If you're feeling something uncomfortable in your lower back, so come out of this position slowly. And if you want to try again, make sure you really get the belly scoop. If you get the belly scoop, your lower back will be relaxed. Press the heel together to engage the inner thigh more. That will also take away stress on your lower back. Stay. Now, push your elbows down more so that your chest lifts up more. And slowly come down, release. We're going to go for a deeper core connection here, which also means when it's deeper connected here, deeper contraction, engagement, there'll be more release here. We're going to, of course, do the same exercise again, but different variations. Okay, come down again. This time, you may want to bring your elbows further back. Okay, now bring the legs up. Stay belly scooped in. Okay, straighten the legs. Now this is not going to be easy. You can stay here and just work on your belly scooping. Your lower back and your belly button should be going down towards the floor more with your legs up. I want you to really point your toes. And then from here, you're just going to straighten one leg out. And back. Doing it really slowly. In many exercise videos, you may see something similar, but they do it really fast. So that's for fitness. We are not doing it for fitness. We are doing it for awareness and deeper connection. Straighten your legs here. Really straighten out your legs. Less is more. Slower is more. Really point your toes. Really point your toes and stretch out the leg that is extended to the front. Watch your chest, make sure it's not sunk in. Press your elbow down, lift your chest higher, scoop your belly in more, and up. One more time each side. Deep connection here. Leg forward more, belly scooped in more, chest lift more. And slowly come up. Bend your knees and come down. Note that I have turned the mat the other way. There's a reason for that because I need the legs to be on the floor, particularly the feet. Okay, now come down again to the same position. I just want to stress that this way of doing abdominal strengthening and connection, it's a gyrokinesis way, i.e. a lot of this abdominal work that I am showing you in this video or this series, just to be clear, because I think it's important to give acknowledgement to the source of these principles. Okay, now bend your knees, press your elbows down, scoop your abdominal in, releasing the lower back, and guess what? It's also a hip joint movement, because once you found your position here, we're just going to straighten the legs out and stay. And then externally rotate your legs and stay. Bring your inner thighs in, and then start to separate your legs and bring it in. When you bring your legs in, can you feel your inner thighs coming together towards the center, squeezing it in? It's the inner thighs that is bringing the legs in, not your quadriceps, your thigh muscles. They participate along with the hamstrings, but the initiator of this is the inner thighs. We want to give our emphasis and attention there. Our adductor muscles here. Now continue to externally rotate your leg. Have your heels pushing forward and look at it. My toes are pulling back. My heels are pointing forward. My belly remains scooped. Lower back remain round. Elbows pressed down. This is quite an advanced movement. And if you don't want to do this particular exercise yet, you can spend more time in the exercises just now. Or you do this, but instead of moving the legs, keep your legs parallel and just get the connection, or externally rotated but get the connection. Bring your inner thighs together, elongate the heels forward. Again, let's do 8 more times here. Bring the legs out and back into the center. 2, 8, and slowly come up. Movement and exercises is a great form of self-care, and we have that. Prevention of lower back pain is absolutely accessible, and it's actually something that we will naturally do embedded in our life. That's all I have for week 6 here. Any questions, any comments, leave me something in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe, and I'm growing my channel with the hope of doing more content like this. I have lots of ideas to help people to use movements and exercises for better self-care every day. So I hope you can join me there. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your viewership, and see you in week 7. Wow, the last 1/3, but I'm excited because after this, there'll be more to come, more of other themes, other ideas, but all for improvement of our physical well-being, overall well-being. See you next time.